Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Connor Valone here, and today, you guys already seen the descriptions. Oh shit, new slider? Did the slider get upgraded? Don't remember. Anyway, yeah. We're gonna be talking about extra credits for the first time ever. Now you're most likely wondering, oh man, Connor's gonna be talking about extra credits. I can't wait to see how this trash fire goes. Don't worry, dear viewer, because I have a secret technique that none of you have ever seen before or in this platform that I shall be using this time in order to avoid getting screwed over by bullshit algorithms and someone who most likely is gonna false like this video. But without further ado, I'm bored, so yeah. What I'm gonna do is just full screen this, and we're gonna just talk through the whole video. So without further ado, let's get into this. You're most likely wondering, why is this video feel smaller? Don't fucking question me. Now, no,
if you paid attention to the game, you might have noticed a reoccurring article about some species from fantasy media, specifically orcs. Now, not to worry, this episode isn't going to be just another member of the chorus talking about how if all orcs in a game are blindly evil, that it's racist. Instead, we want to discuss how that particular choice is simply bad.
Meaning they're gonna try and bullshit their way into saying it's bad, but fail in the process because people from the process. I mean, if we are to look at the like to dislike ratio, it's a clear sign of where the people's mentality is. Anyway, we're not doing full screen anymore. Full screen's boring. Fuck full screen. I don't give a shit about their fucking intro. Oh, and here's their scapegoat of the day. Now, let's see, where we go. You know, I would like to let them finish, but this is the thing. You see, interestingly enough, I actually do know the discourse that was going on about this whole situation to begin with. It was due to either Tolkien's work as the Lord of the Rings or with D&D. Now, keep a note when we get to a specific point, I will be using D&D as an example of this in order to contradict their own actions and or choices, because it's way easier to just wait for when you can present evidence, then really talk about it. But I would like to talk about those who actually were trying to use orcs and the connection, trying to connect them with black people and actually talk about this. Now, y'all are fucking racist. Keep note, anybody who actually was trying to make a connection that orcs are like African Americans, kins that are black people, is either two things: fucking stupid or fucking racist. And keep note, it's mostly number two. Why? Because frankly, no one in their right mind would try to connect an entire race of human beings to a warlike tribe of corrupted houses. Lord of the Rings, Lord, that are tribalistic raiders, and overall, yeah, pretty much that. Seriously, could someone please explain to me what in the Lord's holy name made people think that was a smart, cute example? Seriously, why? Why are people so dumb? Anyway. Okay, now here's the interesting thing. There are multiple videos that I have talked about, such as Alphabet, It's a Gundam, and now MangaCon, because one person paid $300 was to get him to actually do a video on the situation. And ironically enough, I will be using what Gundam said in his video, stating that when he tried to use this and saying, "Oh, this hurts your world and your lore building." No, it doesn't. Because keep note, some people just want a simple enemy to fight. Let's go with awesome. This is a perfect example. The monsters from the Dragon Quest series. Those are animalistic people that want to kill and hurt humans, right? And there are warriors and adventurers who have to fight these monsters in order to survive. Or we have the direct first game I ever played, which was not technically the first, but somewhat of the first. Some of the actual first I actually knew how to play properly, which would be Story of the Sentinel Skies. Rare Sentinels of the Starry Sky. And where in the first section of the game, you see a cucumber and two slimes eagerly waiting for a human girl and an elderly man to reach a village, so that way they can see them actually trying to go into a village, so that way, and then them planning and plotting to kill those innocent bystanders, and you, Angel, have to come up and kill them before they do it. Now keep note, how does that harm the world you're living in? It basically shows you, okay, there are monsters you need to fight, right, and that you need to destroy them. Now there are also such things as Dragon Quest monsters, in where you you scout and fight with monsters. Now keep note, this is simple. Monsters exist, you fight and kill them. And a Monster Quest, Dragon Quest Monsters, or Joker series, you scout and fight with monsters. Simple. And then you have games like Monster Hunter. The monsters are there. You're technically a researcher / hunter. You fight and or study them. Simple. It's simple. But then again, and that's just me going about with a simple example. But let's hear what their reasoning for is why it can hurt the world's world building. Although I highly doubt they have any actual good examples.
When designing a game's world and populating it with fictional species, a designer might be tempted to differentiate them by certain inalienable qualities, like their moral, violent versus peaceful, law versus chaos, good versus evil. It's a common trope in speculative fiction, but especially in the context of a game, painting an entire species with the same brush actually weakens the environment. This idea that a certain sub, like race, nationality, or sex, has an alien is called biology.
Let's go back to what they were saying right here.
Common trope in speculative fiction, but especially in the context of a game, painting an entire species with the same moral brush actually
Now,
weakens the entire.
This is the interesting thing. Or rather, I feel like I can go best in going with the whole D&D scenario. Since they just want to just pull this will always be damages or hurt the world you're trying to create. Now, if we go to the whole concept of D&D, you know the whole shtick about it. Although there might be some new races that people can use. I think people are going to be excited to finally play as other animal-like folk other than the list that we already have. However, I'm not going to explain that, but keep note, we have a long list of monsters and creatures that you can actually create characters with. And one of them being, ironically enough, orcs. Lizard folks, kobolds. Now, all three of these races are evil by technical terms. But here's the thing. That's only if the DM wants them to be evil. Keep note, in the world of D&D, the DM is technically the storyteller / narrator of the tale. And the players are the characters within that world that had the power to influence and change the world around them. And keep note, when it comes to the world of D&D, all of these races can be whatever the DM can claim they can be. Now this is the thing that makes the biggest problem when it came. This is where everybody was trying to make orcs sound like they were black people, therefore it is racist for orcs to be evil. Didn't really fucking get the memo. Orcs aren't limited to just evil. Because you want to know why? Well, if you guys go to D&D Beyond and pick, I don't know, any evil race, create your account, or better yet, have a D&D handbook on you on standby, you can literally go in and find an evil class or race that you can make a character out of, and find one simple and interesting thing. You can choose what their alignments are from the very start. You can make a lawful good orc, lizard folk, or kobold. In the world of D&D, you can literally do anything with any of these characters. They aren't limited to just, all orcs are bad, all elves are good. You can make an entire tribe of high wood elves that are naturally evil. And we can go on to the topic about a species later down the line. But this is the thing you can do as someone who is, a writer. Heck, you can even make a scenario in where in D&D, your band of adventurers are hired by while traveling, are hired by a village of high noble wood elves who basically ask you to take care of an orc problem. While you notice that some of them are... Now, if one of your character's perception is high enough, right away your player's perception is high enough, they notice that the elves are looking at them in not really the nicest of ways. Giving them that look of, ew, ugh, I can't believe we're asking these vagabonds to assist us. Like they're looking at you as if you're a piece of shit. Now, you could act upon this or keep it to yourself. Now, knowing one of my fellow players, I'm not the DM in our current session, but knowing one of my fellow players, I feel like they would act upon it first. To which, frankly, no cap, I let them do it. Do it, fuck it, I don't care. But I would most likely try to say, hey, let's wait, let's check out these orcs first, because let's see what they're like, and then we can make our choice of whether we want to help these guys or fuck their shit up. And then you go to the orcs. You find their camp, you bust in, ready to bust heads, and the orcs have their hands up. They don't want any trouble. They're asking you, why do you destroy their gate? And what's going on? And then they tell you the whole story. That rather, when the elves were telling you that they're the victims of the problem, they're the ones who are actually perpetrating and invading this settlement of peaceful orcs. Orcs that don't want to cause trouble, that want to break peace with other races and nations, because they want to actively break free from the whole stigma of their species. Now, that's what I would write, or I write. Now, there's some of my characters there's some of my friends who think differently from the whole concept, saying, nah, that's not how the races work. It's stupid and silly. But I think as a writer, I feel like I like that way of thinking. Characters aren't really limited within their own race. But that doesn't mean that's not a bad thing. Keep note, if every single character and bad guy, single character in the world you created is a good guy, then who is your character's supposed to fight? Keep note, if the ghosts in Pac-Man are allies, then you and actively help you in the orbs, then what's the need and sense of danger in you being determined to get every single power pellet before they kill you? Or if the robots in Sonic aren't really here to hurt you or try to stop your progress. It'll just mean that you're running, get to the other side, and boom. There's no level of challenge or difficulty. Since basically the enemies that are supposed to be impeding your progress or trying to take you down, are actively constantly helping you, that makes the game not interesting. Because in the end, everything becomes a cakewalk. Keep note, you need villains or enemies within your stories and your tales in order to make them, well, interesting. Because keep note, every single note when it comes to D&D, any and all races can become an enemy of your characters at any time. And not only that, but we need an enemy. You and your players need an enemy to fight. Because in the end, if there are no enemies for your characters to fight, then what are your characters supposed to do? You see where I'm going with that? That's why I believe that the whole concept of, oh no, evil races are bad game design is stupid by nature. Because it's a necessity. Gundam even brings this up, that if there is no one to fight, then who the fuck am I supposed to fight? That's the importance of the whole importance of it all. Well, your heroes and your players need to fight something if they're going to be playing a game where you're supposed to be fighting something. If you have nothing to fight, then what's the point of fighting? Now let's get back to this video.
That a certain subgroup, like race, nationality, or sex, has inalienable traits, is called biological essentialism, or simply bioessentialism. And it's a valid way to talk about qualities like how many legs an animal has, or whether it can fly. But all too often, this concept gets misused in untrue statements, like pit bulls are a violent breed, men are more logical than women, or Asians are better at math. Now chances are, if a game is set in the real world, that the designers are avoiding these tropes because they aren't real, as multiple fields of societal and hard science can readily prove to you. But speculative fiction offers us an opportunity to reify or make real various things which don't exist, or to exaggerate things which do. Now bioessentialism is a tempting idea in fantasy for some of the same reasons as it is in the real world.
Keep note.
Because to our human minds,
Note what I said before about everything I said previously. Because this whole thing is taken down when you remember if you go by D&D logic.
Generalizations are comforting. They reduce the world to simple
Yeah, here's what they're about to fuck up. Again, not the case when it comes to this. Keep note, if we were to go by a more logical standard, those are really fucking racist towards all races other than themselves, because they see themselves as a higher breed of humans. Because, we are of noble blood and live longer than other races. So we, hence ourselves, see ourselves as higher than the average mortal. So, keep note, it's not that all elves are good. Just because they look pretty and smell nice doesn't mean that they aren't pieces of human trash. They're assholes, so it's just like the rest of us. Again, like I said before, D&D logic. Not everything is black and white in this world. So there's always some level of moral gray. And any game designer and developer can go that route. They shouldn't be told that they need to make a race of people. Well, we need to give them these layers of nuance. And some developers and designers don't want to waste their time with that shit. Because it takes time and money in order to make that a reality. Keep note, in the world of today's game development, that's impossible. We can't have a deep layer structure with every single race and make it somehow a race where you have a layer. You know what? We're gonna get to that. Yeah, we're gonna get to that soon. I'll stop here because and remember what I said before about the racist thing, because Gundam brings it up in his own video. I'm referencing Gundam. I think I'm an Appaben too, but
root for these folks, not for these folks. But just like in the real world, bioessentialism can present problems in fiction as well. Specifically, a moral one. The idea that a sapient species can inherently tend towards good or evil acts, or lawful or chaotic ones. And that moral essentialism actually undercuts the greatest strength games can bring to storytelling. The player's own power to make meaningful...
Now, here's the thing.
For their characters.
They are now trying to use D&D. They are suddenly using D&D as an example. But this is where it's impossible. Because keep note, D&D is a world that basically gives people ideas, characters, spells, gives them these concepts and ideas, and then allows the players and the DM to create, or rather the DM to create the world in of itself, based on around the characters that they have given to the DM, creating a world that is very intricate and deep. Keep note, that's where their tabletop RPGs can do that modern games such as games from the console, PC, and mobile handheld and mobile era cannot do. And you want to notice, alright, you know what, let's count out mobile. Mobile is just gacha games and puzzles. So let's count that out. And you want to know why? Well, again, I've already stated it before. Or with tabletop RPGs, they give you all of the ideas, concepts, the strategy guides, not the strategy guides, but the handbooks, and then let you and everybody else play. That's it. The DM writes the stories. You, the player, create your own character, and interact with the world in of itself, and choose your own deeds and actions. You can create your own, put your character into a specific alignment. Choose what your character would do and or act. Keep note, I have a lawful good cleric named Donnie. He's the only stable and mature member of the fucking party. But even he has his fucking outbursts, such as when he wanted to get into a massive fucking bar fight with a fucking dude who dared try to square up with him. Yeah, the party didn't want to have a bar fight, so they went with a 1v1. Donnie almost won that fight, till the dude fucking threw his pocket sand, and then later on in the fight fucking poisoned him. Yeah, that fucking happened. That was fucking dirty. Don't worry, that dude got fucking stabbed by his boss. Hospitating him left arm. Donnie was very fucking happy about that. But keep note, Donnie, all lawful good, is snarky, an alcoholic, extremely, well, how can I put this in the nicest way? Doesn't heal people. No, that's a trait. Right, he rarely does it, and when he does, he can't heal everybody because, keep note, his own party members injure each other. Rather, one party member does it to everyone else, making his job 20 times harder to the point where he doesn't heal. Because frankly, if he's going to waste time healing somebody who this one character is just going to stab and make the problem worse, he ain't going to waste time doing it.
Including moral
And here's an interesting thing. Colin brought up the idea that, hey, maybe these slimes are going based off instinct, meaning that the player player in terms of survival should take them out. Now, remember what I said about Dragon Quest and how in that series monsters go based off instinct and will kill you off instinct? That makes sense. If these creatures are going based off their natural instincts, then who are we to stop them? Or rather, then we should have no qualms or rules taking out these said monsters, since they are coming after us and are trying to harm us, the player. Now, remember what I brought up before about the whole just massive ideal, about how there aren't a lot of how when it comes to creating that type of world, you need money and time. Well, sadly, within this current era, we don't have that games aren't given the time that they need to truly flourish, and those that are still have little bugs and nicks in there, but they overall are good. But for a game like that to ever exist, it's impossible, because frankly, that's way too much time and way too much money to even make it. Gundam brought up in his own video. Wow, I'm referencing him again. But yeah, it's just stupid to even expect that. So we have to go with these simple, good answers. It's not by force, so because we know the reality of the whole situation.
And in turn, if a group of orcs, for instance, doesn't even have a choice about their actions, are they actually evil? Because if a person, say, destroyed a house, we call that evil because they chose to do so. But if a tornado destroys a house, well, I mean, is it evil?
You know what? That's really, really fucking stupid. Okay, you're most likely asking, wait, why is that stupid, Conrad? Well, here's a long-term, short, and simple answer for it. I can just summarize with a whole theory of ability. Now remember, this is just me stating here. Now, I'm gonna just use what happens in Goblin Slayer. When, Goblin Slayer's backstory. Now, keep note, goblins raid your home, raid your town. They come in, kill your loved ones, and then they kidnap and violate your wife, your daughter, your sister, your aunt, your niece. And no one is trying to stop them. No one is trying to go out and save them. Because you want to know why? And you want to know why? You, the person shouting, demanding that we go out there and save your loved ones. This is what they tell you. But it's within their nature. We can't blame them for that. We should allow it to happen. Despite the fact you're hearing them all screaming, pleading for to be saved, they are all just being complicit to it and allowing them to do all these bad things to them. Now, to you, dear viewer watching this, does that sound good? Does that make everything good in this world? Okay? No, it's fucking stupid. Stupid and insane to even think that. But it'll be an interesting scenario here for players to encounter in D&D, like, really. Keep note, Colin brings this up, but elements are natural within this world. Fire, water, earth, wind, they are natural. They are all natural. Fire purely exists as fire. It doesn't just. It's not something that can be. Wow, this is gonna be hard to put in words, but it's not something that has a form of thought. Nothing of precognition or sentience. So basically, these tribe of goblins, they have precognitive thought and strategy, and they are using that to steal, to plunder, and pillage people. We have other things that are doing the same things too, such as orcs, Yantu, lizardfolk, kobolds, was the works of every single thing. Humans, elves, was pillaging and raiding each other, raiding people. They all had this little precognitive thought that allows them to strategize this thoroughly. So thoroughly. While yes, there are most likely some things such as some things that are stealing our food, places that are animals, they are still, well, people. Oh, not people, but they still have a level of thought. Henceforth, you can say that they are evil. So, if we were to go based off that logic, then shouldn't that technically mean we should still be against all these other forms of evil as well? Well, because no one likes it when a tornado bursts in and destroys their homes. They hate tornadoes for that. No one likes fires because once they start up, they can destroy towns, especially if you're in California. Oh my God, how far is this? No one likes tsunamis. No one likes earthquakes. Quakes. All of these things are scary and bad within their own nature. So, why are we trying to pretend that we shouldn't say that they're evil? They are horrible things and are bad. But really, it's just a stupid argument. A really stupid argument.
If a game's world building chooses to program every member of a species
No.
to destroy, aren't they more like the
That's
giant?
just stupid. Because, again, like I said before, by whole definition, that's dumb. Because if their whole species is like that, and they have the level of cognitive thinking and planning, no, you can't say orcs are stupid if they know how to wield the sword, an axe, or a club good enough to kill and maim people. They have to have a level of precognitive thought to do so. So they have to have some level of brain capacity, meaning that they are committing acts of evil willingly.
If the player's characters are able to make moral choices, but an entire class of NPCs is inherently evil regardless of their choice, then the game is either telling the player that moral choices don't matter, or it's simply driving a wedge between the player's morality and the morality that applies to the rest of the
That's
world.
again. Remember what I brought up about the whole fact that you can't really make such a game because it would take too long, and you would have to pull in a lot of resources to do so. Remember, again, that just makes this a bad argument. And and before that, we could go even further on the whole concept that D&D has the freedom and flexibility to at least try this, and then we have the whole Monsters Dragon Quest series to go of that can show this contradiction or something or the other. But this is just bad, because once again, if they are going off instinct, we can't really get mad at that. Rather say, oh no, we can't try to pull this peace route. Because keep note, you have to fight monsters, get stronger, to stop Big Bad. No one is trying to pull the peaceful route with monsters in a video game. They know that in the end, if they don't fight and defeat the monsters, they are fucked.
For instance, in Warhammer 40K, this inconsistency is central to the
Keep note, I have not played Warhammer. But I've watched videos on a really hilarious review video on Warhammer. That was actually very intricate and deep. And I've watched Ababen's video on on Extra Credits video. And let me tell you, them trying to pull this whole concept of, oh no, this is not right with Warhammer is horrible. Why? Because the simple and logical thing is, everybody in the world of Warhammer is a piece of shit. Every race is an asshole. So, and keep note, the aliens want to fucking rip your head and your dick off and shove them in your various holes. Holes. They do not care. This is so fucking horrendously bad. Seriously, anybody with a brain would tell you, yeah, no, that's not, no, this is bad. This is really fucking bad.
The choices make them good or evil, whereas aliens are created evil. And of course, Games Workshop made that choice to facilitate a world
No,
where lethal violence
because keep note, and hold on. Let me look this. Let me just do something really quick. Let me do some quick research here. Warhammer's 40k is a tabletop fucking RPG. Again, remember what I said about how you have a level of freedom of choice when it comes to this shit? Well, we could use the same applied to Warhammer. But then again, let me repeat once again, these aliens are everybody really does not care. Everybody in the world of Warhammer does not care. Aliens fucking want to fucking murder you, and they are not going to give you 5 seconds. Gonna tell you to wait, please let's talk this out. They are gonna fucking murder you because they do not care.
But then folks also saw that in the 40k novels and RPGs, which required more interesting narrative complexities, Imperial heroes have to grapple with and recognize the illogic of that creed based on their own experience. Okay, but now you might be asking, what if you're playing the kind of game where you're engaging in violence because it's exciting and fun, not because of its moral dimensions, where the meaningful choice is about tactics rather than ethics? Maybe the goal is to take moral calculus out of the problem. Sure, one solution might be saying, all orcs are evil, go ahead and shoot them. But in that situation, as soon as someone inadvertently feels some empathy, as people often do for anything seeming even vaguely true, the easy answer becomes less easy. And if the goal of your game is to stop players from engaging in moral debates and just fight some bad guys, you kinda gotta say something more reliable than, oh, it's fine, they were all born. Fortunately, the real world's made progress on this front, because sometimes in this day and age, people actually wear visual signifiers who say, I'm evil, not because of where I was born, but because of the choices I made, such as Nazi uniforms. Then in fiction, we have things like the hyperlink, a clear visual signifier, but one that denotes choice, not truth. And if the statement that a game is making, backstory that suggests, is that an enemy had a choice and they chose wrong, then that gets way less complicated for a game that's interested in uncomplicated violence.
Okay, how do I unpack this? Because keep note, life's complicated. Keep note, there are people who aren't born evil. It's either due to their upbringing, their environment, the people who they living conditions, the environment they were in brainwash, patriotism. There's a whole list of things that can give people a wrong view with the world itself. So keep note, if you live in a home full of people who are well, anti-gay people, and you're taught to not like that these people are bad, that they're evil and they're horrible human beings, you're going to think that process too. You can't really call that person an evil person when they were raised within that type of household. So, now, ironically enough, I remember a case where a black man actually went to a group of KKK members to actually have a discussion and talk to them. And where the most interesting thing was, rather than what you're actually thinking was going to happen, that those people were going to beat the living crap out of the guy, he actually was able to get through to them and actually get these people to see a different perspective. Ironically enough, he was able to talk to them and get them to see a whole different point of view. But here's the thing. if you're trying to say, this is where I really have a question, because Montgomery brought up too in his video. I had a real interesting question to bring up. What are you trying to say here with this? That in order for us to shoot or attack people, we need to look at what they're wearing in order to say that, oh, they're a bad person? Because if you're gonna ask me, that's really fucking extreme. Because let's use something else for an example. Say you are knocked unconscious, by someone who was wearing a Nazi uniform. And guess what they do? And guess what happened while you were unconscious? You wake up, or rather, oh my god, I fucked up, really. Okay. You were knocked unconscious by someone who was wearing a Nazi uniform. And while you were unconscious, the Nazi soldier took off your clothes before you guys started wearing and switched his clothes with yours. Now he looks like an average soldier and or civilian, while you look like the Nazi soldier. And guess what? An army, a group of soldiers come in. And since you are now untied, you've already been tied up to begin with, they see you on the ground. Based on what extra credits' logic is, they see this guy with regular civilian clothes as a victim and see you as the Nazi, and then they light you up. Now, keep note, you guys are all like, that's really fucking stupid. Well, yeah, because that's stupidity in its finest. Because frankly, most people would have waited for a precognitive thought before lighting up fires, right? And also, if you're judging people based off their clothing, that's really fucking shallow. No, this is really tragic, because remember, you can't really say, oh, Nazis and KKK, because keep note, again, these are people who, remember what I said about people being negative ideas and bad concepts? That exists with those. There are some people who passionately believe it. There are some people who were taught that this was right, only to later see the error of their ways. It's a whole slew and debacle on whole race, politics, idealisms. I'm not smart enough to go into all that for you all. You all know that for a fact, and I know all of you are smart enough to understand where I'm coming from. So I don't need to explain a long list of philosophical idealisms with you all. At least hope not.
Evil as a choice is just more effective than evil as a bioessential trait.
That doesn't work. Why? Keep note, the Xenomorph. Remember what he said about whole. You know what? Let's go back. Let's go here.
Say destroys a house. We call that
Let me repeat that one more time.
chose to do so. But if a tornado destroys,
This time for you all to hear in whites.
we call that evil because they chose to do so. But if a tornado destroys a house, well, I mean, is wind
So,
evil?
again, remember.
Therefore, if a game's world,
So, if a wind is, again, natural, instinctual, so we shouldn't call that evil. Henceforth, the Xenomorphs who need to reproduce to keep their species alive, them doing this, then how come they're saying that this is evil itself? Again, hypocrisy. Hypocrisy, Jesus fucking Christ.
Evil, the game wouldn't exactly be communicating that differently. Well, a quick fix here would be to show some diversity in the evil team's hiring practices. For instance, with evil humans and elves as well as orcs.
Remember what I said about D&D, yada 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 yada.
Or conversely, introduce orcs who have chosen good and neutral, as well as evil. And a good example of a series getting better and better at this over time is Mass. Then, spoiler alert, most of these evil species turn out to be as
Yada 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 yada.
themselves more in our games.
I'm sorry, but this is a bad video. I can see why I got a ton of dislikes. Thanks. At the start, it looked like there was some mixed opinions, but it really racked up quick when people watched once I watched this on a second viewing. Seriously. This is a bad video. Yo, I honestly don't get what made them think that this was a smart take to begin with. I mean, literally. In general. There's no logic to it. Maybe I'm being a bit too blunt. But this video's just bad. I honestly don't get it. Seriously, one, because it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Keep note, I already stated this before, but we really were about how you need to look at things from a grander scale, and how there are games that actively make you think that you can actively create worlds where you can expand from it. Jeez. And how video games can't do it in general, or do just a little big massive world building because they don't have the finances nor the time to be given to do so. So hence why we need to somewhat generalize, make things simple. Well, you can't really waste time trying to put massive, huge, gigantic chunks of lore into something when you don't have the time to do so. It's just a waste of time, finances, and effort. And hence, if we're gonna go even further, this whole concept of, we need to stop using orcs and generalizing them as evil because it's very bad and unhealthy. Why? It's stupid. And before anybody who's gonna start thinking, orcs are black people, I swear I will slap you if you fucking think that Jesus Christ, that's just even worse. Keep note, if you really think that, then holy shit, you have some fucking problems. All in all, this is a bad video. Yo, there are multiple people who made videos that talk this video way more in depth and did a way better job than I could. I only just did the best of my abilities. If you like this fucking video, and if you want to share it out to other people, go right fucking ahead. I ain't gonna stop you. But without further ado, this is your boy, Hunter Malone. And if you also like me and my content, well, hit that sub button. Shit! This is your idiot, signing off. Fucking hell, and I thought I finally started making shorter videos. Bye.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world